Welcome to our discussion, folks. Today we're diving into a clip where Trump really loses his cool and Zelensky
Right.
fires back hard.
So, what exactly does this clip lay out?
Well, the transcript starts off with a strong sentiment. It basically shows Trump's meltdown where he seems to be totally disconnected from the gravity of what's happening. And then Zelensky, or rather his supporter quoting Zelensky,
Yeah.
points
Uh,
out that this kind of silence from the US only emboldens Putin, right?
right. Very pointed. I mean, isn't it wild how it frames Trump as enabling Putin without even realizing it?
Exactly. The commentary criticizes Trump for implying that Putin has changed his approach. Instead of recognizing the obvious brutal reality of Russian attacks, Trump seems to be stuck in his nostalgic view of the past, like the Putin I knew, and blathering incoherently.
Yep, I hear that. And then there's this issue of reverse negotiating that the transcript talks about. Can you break that down?
Sure, it basically suggests that everything Trump has done, from scaling back weapons and intelligence sharing to making offhand comments, is doing the opposite of what you'd want in a tough negotiation. It's like he's reversing all the principles of the classic art of the deal into, well, the art of the flop.
Got it. That sounds almost comically self-defeating. But then again, isn't it downright dangerous given the stakes?
Absolutely. It's like letting your guard down when the enemy is right at your doorstep. The transcript vividly compares his bumbling approach to a grandpa casually telling a kid to get off my lawn while rockets are already flying.
Yeah, it's pretty alarming. It sure is. And then there's Zelensky's pointed comment that the US's silence actually encourages Putin. That seems to paint a direct line between inaction and increased aggression.
Right, and it's a powerful, if harsh, reminder that policy isn't just about words, it's about actions or the lack thereof. When Trump suggests that Putin is somehow different now compared to the past, it belittles the urgent reality of Putin's behavior.
Exactly. But I wonder if we're oversimplifying by putting all the blame on Trump's actions. Isn't there shared responsibility among all political players in handling such crises?
That's a fair point, though the transcript really singles out Trump's approach. It calls him a malignant narcissist and argues that his behavior has not only let Ukraine down, but has actively stripped away Ukraine's leverage.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I get that, but isn't it a bit of a stretch to imply that his personal insecurities alone are causing global havoc?
Sure, it's a strong claim. However, the commentary makes a case by citing specific instances, like how his reverse negotiation tactics have diminished support for Ukraine. It's less about his personal flaws and more about the practical implications of his policies.
I understand that perspective. So the argument is that his mismanagement isn't just a domestic issue, it has real dire consequences on the international stage.
Exactly. The transcript even details that after Trump's call, Putin escalated with one of the heaviest aerial bombardments yet. It's like a chain reaction. Trump's inaction and bizarre rhetoric embolden Putin to push further, and innocent lives are caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, it's unsettling for sure. And then there's this constant emphasis on leverage, right? That by backing off, the US is essentially giving up in the negotiations.
Yes, and that's a critical part of the argument. The commentary explains that Ukraine could gain much needed leverage through robust US military aid and intelligence. Instead, Trump's approach about stepping back or reverse negotiating essentially undermines Ukraine's position.
It's a loss on both sides. And there's this part where Trump is quoted saying he isn't happy with Putin, but it comes off as, well, completely insufficient. It's almost like a weak stance, right?
Precisely, it's like his statement is an afterthought, lacking any concrete measures. The transcript points out that while someone in his admin like Keith Kellogg warns of war crimes and calls for a ceasefire, Trump himself never really steps up with proper leadership.
Exactly, it's a stark contrast. It sounds like this transcript is a detailed indictment of Trump's handling of the situation. Would you say it also serves as a broader critique of current foreign policies?
It does. It's not just about Trump as an individual, it's about how, in moments of global crisis, the leadership's tone and strategy can literally tip the balance between stability and further aggression.
That's a big takeaway. And the rhetoric in the transcript, terms like blithering idiot and getting off my lawn, seem designed to highlight the absurdity while underscoring the danger of a disconnected presidency.
Yes, exactly. The commentary uses those phrases deliberately to contrast the seriousness of the military actions against the casual, almost dismissive tone Trump uses. It's like trying to drive home how inadequate his reckoning with Putin is.
Absolutely, that really sticks with you. It really underscores the crucial point that leadership in such crises requires more than just offhand comments. It demands strategic, forceful action.
Right on the mark. And the transcript concludes with a call for accountability, not just for Trump, but for all leaders. It stresses that silence and half-hearted statements can enable authoritarian aggression.
That's vital. I must say, listening to all this, it feels like a wake-up call to really understand what's at stake globally.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that a president's words carry weight in the international arena. Every misstep, every lapse can ripple out and, embolden dangerous regimes.
Well said. And while there's room to argue that multiple factors contribute to the current climate, holding leaders accountable for their specific actions is crucial.
Yes, indeed. So, to wrap it up, this transcript doesn't just document a meltdown, it's an indictment of a broader failure in leadership. It calls for a realignment of policies that, if left unchecked, will continue to embolden adversaries and put lives at risk.
Definitely a call for change. Thanks for such an insightful breakdown. It really makes you think about how critical, effective, decisive leadership is, especially on the world stage.
Exactly. And it serves as a stark reminder that every word from the top matters. Let's hope this prompts some serious reflection and action.
Right, absolutely. All right, that wraps our deep dive for today. Really appreciate the robust conversation. Until next time, stay engaged and keep questioning.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Take care and see you next time.